Okay, what we'd like to do to solve this inequality algebraically is get all the variables on the left side, let's say, with 0 on the right side. So we have to multiply both sides of this inequality by the expression x plus 1 for starters. And we make note of the fact that in this expression, x cannot equal -1. So when we multiply both sides by x plus 1, it evolves into two cases. When x is less than -1, like, for example, putting a -2 in for x, this denominator will be a negative number. So if we multiply both sides by a negative number, we have to reverse the direction of this inequality right here. So here is step 1. We've multiplied both sides by x plus 1, where x is less than -1, so we reverse the arrow. And now we get the x's on the left side of the inequality, and that evolves into this right here. Now you can use what's called a sign diagram, or you can use a little number line. I just like to use a little number line. This expression equals 0 at 2 and -2. And that divides the real number line into 3 intervals. And to the left of -2, if we put a test number in here for x, like -3, this 2 will always be positive, of course. This will be a negative. This will be a negative. So the product for all x's that are less than -2 is going to be positive. And between -2 and 2, if we put like a 0 in here, we'll get a negative number. And to the right of 2, we'll get a positive. So it looks like you might think, well, the solution is all numbers less than -2 or all numbers greater than 2. But we also have the restriction that x is less than -1. So here's that -1. Here's the numbers less than -1. Now we want the intersection of all 3 sets of these numbers. And the intersection is this ray right here. So x is less than -2. If we put any number less than -2 into this inequality, we'll get a true statement. For case 2, we want x greater than -1, so we'll be multiplying both sides by a positive number. And everything will look the same as it did over here, except we'll have a less than symbol. We don't reverse the arrow. And we'll use the same sign diagram, but this time we want the product to be negative. So that's all the numbers between -2 and 2. But we also have this restriction that x is greater than -1. That's this ray right here. Where do those 2 sets of numbers overlap? Between -1 and -2. Okay. So the solution set is the union of these 2 sets of numbers. And here are 3 different ways maybe you could represent the solution set. On a graph, x is less than -2, or x is between -1 and 2, not including either endpoint. Here it is in set builder notation, the set of all numbers x such that x is less than -2, or x is between -1 and 2, where x is any real number. And here's interval notation. Join the interval of numbers from -infinity to -2 with the numbers from -1 to 2. There you go. Hope that helped. If you have any questions, post a comment.